just get that right. Hello, hello, hello. Right, I think I am live. So this is, we're doing a call today to support you in your Amazon businesses. I am just going to double check if I'm actually live. So if you've got any questions, if you're just joining, drop it down below in the comments where you're calling from. This is really going to be about Amazon USA Q4, preferably. A lot of people are talking about that. There's a lot coming on, sorry. Just kind of getting you ready, sharing some information around that. And then also as well, thinking about Amazon USA UK, what's going on. And also I'll kind of share about like my business and what's happening with that as well. So give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to jump online to see if we are live. And I'll just go into the group. So this is going into the FastTrackFBA USA Facebook group. I can see, yeah, just live there. There we go, that is me. And then also in addition to that, what else are we gonna do? We also should be live on YouTube. So if you are joining, do drop it in to say hi. Just drop it down in the comments like, hi, where you're from. Maybe there's a reason today, like something's going on in your business or something that you want to learn. Even if it's like actually you've got no questions, but maybe there's something you'd like to learn about, then obviously what I can do is watch this. Even if it's on the replay, if you're watching on the replay, put the comments in. Why? Because I can obviously get videos recorded that are going to help you out. So let's just put that in now. Double check. FastTrackFBA. Here we go. Q4 is cool. Yeah, and I can see that I am live as well. So we'll just kind of catch up. So today really is talking about Amazon USA, UK, Q4, VAs, etc. So if there's anything you want to ask me, feel free to drop down below. But if you want to know, how's it in my business right now? Interesting enough, one thing we've done is, what's it called? So my financial year, as in like company accounts for the UK, that comes to an end this month. So technically tomorrow, I think it is. Tomorrow is my very last day, the 31st of my financial year. So what does that mean? It means obviously we close the accounts and obviously start a fresh year. But also what does it mean? It means that one thing I am going to do is just pay my payroll 1 day early because it just reduces the amount of profitability I make in business. I'm not too worried about that. And obviously that's like tax liability. So that's one thing we're doing. But also today I will talk a bit about Q4, but I'll wait for a couple more people to come on the stream. So if you are joining, just drop me a hello in the comments down below. Drop me maybe where you're calling from, and if there are any questions you want to ask, obviously I am here for that. So go drink some coffee. But in Amazon businesses, so a couple of things we're really focusing on right now in my business before I jump into Q4, or kind of talking about Q4, and I say talking about Q4 and the fact that Q4 is still a month away, or a month and a bit. But I think the other question really comes is the fact that there's a lot of hype around Q4. There is, and don't get me wrong, Q4 is an amazing time, but also as well, it's like, so long as you get the things in the right order and start actioning them early enough, like there's a couple of things you need to do now, and I wouldn't worry too much. And I'll talk about them in a bit about Q4, selling on Amazon in Q4, and what I've learned and what we'll do this year. But also as well, I'll generally speaking, it's later on in the year. So if you're like, oh my God, Q4, like what am I doing? Do not worry at all. If you are here, do just drop me a hello down below. I'm going to turn my light down a bit. I think I'm kind of like getting interrogated here. There we go. That's still a bit better. Turn that up. I want to get some nice soft lighting. I feel like I'm being interrogated. So if you're here, drop me a comment down below. If you've got any questions, by the way, maybe there's something in your Amazon business right now that you're struggling with. Maybe you want some support with something, I'm more than happy to help you. So drop any questions or comments down below, and I'll tell you what I will do. If you've got any questions, I will jump on them straight away. So what's kind of going on? So generally speaking, coming back to like Q4 or coming back to my business. So right now, I'm really happy. We've got a USA business and UK business. We've got a team. So we've got a purchasing manager, admin assistant, and 3 sources in USA. Purchasing manager, purchasing assistant, 4 sources, and 2 admin assistants in the UK. That's the operation that we run, and now I've just hired someone to sit over the top of them, which is great. And that person has now actually just started in role, i.e. they've completed their training, and I say training in the fact it's like Amazon training, but what we are trying to do is trying to now get that person up to full speed, an understanding about the whole Amazon business model. That's everything from like sourcing, purchasing, viewing, doing administration. And then once they've done that, then I'm going to be really happy because I'll have 2 full Amazon businesses, which are not only running on their own, but also as well, they are going to have someone who is supporting them in their business and actually growing faster. So like really scaling that quicker, just because I'm 12 hours behind in Mexico. So very, very different thing. If you are joining, do drop a comment down below. Let me know where you're coming from. Obviously, I'm really happy to do that. But I will be talking today about Q4 and just kind of jumping in on the Q4, like what's happening. But I'm really like the whole aim of these is really to help you guys out with your Amazon businesses. That's the whole point behind the lives. And if you've got questions, drop in the comments down below. I will see them up and I will jump on them straight away and help you out. So if I come back to my business right now, we've also seen a couple of things. We've got a new senior operations manager, a new business development manager, it's called, join the company. Really happy with that. We've also as well seen that we've had an increase in restock limits. We're now 20,000. 20,000 restock limit, which I'm super happy about. That's come into effect. And also the IPI score, we've now taken our IPI. It was probably hovering around about 550. It's now up to 630, I think, the last time I checked. Which is helpful because we've now started to receive the emails from Amazon about IPI, or should we say the IPI and the restock levels going into Q4, going into, she says, a Q4 period. So you've had the first warning, which tells you if you're going to be fine, and we're okay, obviously, because our IPI is over 500. But if it's under, then the next one is going to be something to think about. So that's important. And then the final one on top of that I've done most recently, yesterday, we've actually taken an additional loan from Amazon. We had another loan offer. So originally we had 121,000, and then they came back and offered us 132, I think it was. What we did was basically we waited to the very last minute. Why? Because the 121 we're paying back. I think we pay back like £10,000 a month. So we're paying back some of that. That's absolutely fine. But what we did want to do is we wanted to take that what we could do is we could then refinance and get the 132 out. Now, we only get the difference, and you might think it was only 10,000, so why bother? But interesting enough, because we waited, what we did do is actually we'd already paid back 20,000. So when we refinanced, we had £132,000 loan offer, but we only owed 100,000 in debt. So what we did is we took another 30,000 down. Now, don't get me wrong, we're not spending the 100, we're not spending the extra 30 right now. There's still money in the bank. But the big thing for us is to say that Q4 is coming. We don't know if they're going to offer us a bigger loan. We don't know the situation. We'd much rather have the money available for Q4. So something very, very interesting there. So I think question for you guys, if you have joined, I noticed quite a lot of people who just dropped on, drop me a quick hello down below. If you've got any questions at all, do let me know. Obviously, I will do that. I think I just don't know if anyone's actually can drop them. If someone can just drop me a comment in the things down below, that's going to be really helpful because I'm not sure if it's working. So if you can let me know, that's great. I've not seen a single comment come through. We've had quite a lot of people on the call. So do let me know. Also, if there's anything I can kind of help you with, let me know in the comments down below. If I could just ask someone to drop even one comment down below, then I'll know that it's actually working. Logan has dropped in. So Logan, hello, good to see you. Logan, thank you very much for joining. If there's anything I can help you with, any questions, that's obviously fantastic. Anything I can help you with. We've got a Facebook user dropping you a message in Tesco's. I'm going to guess, I don't know who that is, but I think that might be Sean Gilbert out in Tesco's right now. Is normally the person in Tesco's. Sean, let me know how you're finding it in Tesco's right now, how it's doing retail arbitrage, how is the situation out there. So do let me know in the comments if there's anything I can help you with. Logan, thank you so much. And I think Sean and Tesco's, thank you so much for the comments. So that is working. But if you want to know, just coming back, we've, like I said before, we've taken the £132,000 loan. We only owed 100,000 in debt because we paid off quite a lot. Now that means we've got another 30,000, and we are now going to use that into Q4 and have that ready. So that's just something we're doing there. So Logan has come back and says, Logan, do you use virtual assistants? Logan, yes, definitely use virtual assistants. So if I put it in this perspective, so OA, if I just kind of give you a little bit of a background, OA in the UK, The current month to date for this month in pounds, we're doing £212,000 current month to date. So we'll probably end up like 220,000 pounds a month, and we do have a lot of VAs. So in my UK business, we have 9, maybe, don't quote me, 8, I think, maybe 8. And then in the USA business, we have 5. And then in FastTrackFBA, we have like 35. So across all 3 businesses, yesterday, the last headcount came in at 51 VAs. That's how many we had. So definitely use VAs, big believer in them. I believe, well, look, VAs as their staff. We call, they can be called VAs, but they are staff. And to do this on your own, you can't. And we all do come back. Or have you hired any help with OA? So definitely with the OA business, we are running. If we just let's talk about the UK. We're doing like 200,000 a month. We are doing 200,000 a month. We run a team of probably like 8 VAs across that. We probably spend an average of, I think last week they spent £39,000 on stock. And I don't know how many SKUs we're selling. So that's the thing that, or how many, I think it's probably about 600 SKUs, don't quote me. But units sold, I don't really know. I don't really look at, that report comes in, but I don't need to remember it, if that makes sense. So I do see that. So definitely a big believer in VAs. I think you can't grow this business without VAs. Not for the fact that you can't physically work that hard. I'd never say that. It's just the fact that we're human beings, and sometimes Netflix gets a bit kind of distracting, or we've got other things to get on with, or we're our own worst enemy. So I think having VAs really, really helped you out. So just come in. So let me know if any other questions you've got. I think Sean's popped back in. Tesco clearing out stock in store. I'll send you a video in a bit. So Sean sends me little videos every now and then. He is always out and about doing videos. How is it out there, Sean, at the moment? Is it busy? How does shelves? Has it calmed down? I will. If I give you a bit of feedback in the OA space, especially in the UK, people are really talking about they're struggling. Like so far this month, I think it's been a tough month. Maybe like suppliers are holding the cash and not spending so much. That is something to be thinking about, or reducing the prices, and people are struggling to find deals. So something to think about there. Let me know what it's like in stores. Sean, really interested. And Sean's also asked, are you doing your own listings now? No, we're not. Like, no listings, very limited on bundles, just pure like natural RA. I think natural RA, like the kind of vanilla RA or OA, should we say? That's something that's super important for me. So very, very vanilla RA. So something that we do. It's not looking. We are looking at getting on listings. We're looking to go into wholesale, but if you're going to ask me, that's going to be next year, not this year at all. So something to think about there. But Sean, I know you're like, are you creating your own listings, or are you actually just joining like other people's listings, like maybe doing like bundles or multi-packs or stuff? So let me know in the comments down below. And great question, thank you. Logan's come back. What is the best place to hire VAs to helping with OA? Well, Logan, I will say check out www.fasttrackfba.com/VA. I'll post it into the comments, fasttrackfba.com/VA. Now, the reason why I say this, and it's right there, fasttrackfba.com/VA. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, Logan, question for you is, so in FastTrackFBA, we have a service which is about finding, hiring, training, manual sourcing VAs for online arbitrage in your business. Now, we only do one type of VA, and we do it in a lot of volume. So what do I mean by that? I think last week we signed off like 12 VAs for different clients. We have over 230 VAs that have hired for our clients in the last 18 months. We have over 113 clients. And we not only just do the VA, they work for you, they're permanently yours, but we also support you for 12 weeks afterwards. So you have like group coaching calls. I do one every week. I'll do one later on today. And also as well, if you get any problems with your team, you can call my team, just message them. They'll jump on, support your VA, they'll support you and do everything. Now, that is a paid for way, done for you service, which really gets results. I think most clients of ours come back for like 1.8 VAs on average, if you do it, total clients divided by total VAs. The other thing which I'll really just say is, if you want to do it on your own, onlinejobs.ph, you can definitely do it. There's going to be a lot of people out there who say they are a great VA, they know what they're doing. Even if you're thinking about Q4, like even Q4 now, I'd really be thinking about getting your VAs in now. Why? Because it takes about 3 months for them to get up to speed. Learn it. Amazon isn't an easy game. You can't just hire them today and tomorrow you're getting really good. It does take time. And if you're thinking about Q4, you've really got to have VA. So best place to hire, maybe outside of FastTrackFBA, VA Academy. Do have a look at maybe onlinejobs.ph. You can do that. You just be very wary of people who say they're like Amazon experts. Anyone can say they're an Amazon expert, but whether they are or not is another matter. The other one also as well, sharing deals. That's a big problem. You can have to look at things like Upwork, not a problem. I just think you're probably going to overpay on Upwork. I don't think you can get anything below like $5. For us, we recommend you pay about $3 per hour for VAs in the Philippines. That's a good thing, plus bonuses. So it works out more cost effective for your business. So think about that. But yeah, check out fasttrackfba.com/VA if you are looking. And if you Logan, if you've got any more questions about VA, feel free to ask me. I've been running them now for I've had VAs in my team for 3 years at least. And obviously we've got over 50 VAs across 3 companies. So, okay, KCAS, hi Tom, watching while Keeper's down. Oh my God, Keeper's down. What's going on? What happened with Keeper? Why it's going down? And here's the real question, Kay. Have you jumped over to Camel and tried using that? I remember sometimes I used to do that, and now I'm just like, no, I'll just take a break. So very, very interesting there, something to think about. But sorry to hear Keeper's down. Absolutely crazy. So not good at all. But just watching. Anything? Okay, if you've got any questions, maybe about deal analysis or maybe Q4 or Amazon USA or UK, let me know down below. So I'll be really happy to answer that. I don't think I can help you while you're waiting for Keep to come back up again. Let's just kind of jump down some questions. So we've got a Facebook user, which I do believe is Sean. Sean has said he's in a holiday resort, so it's busy here, only some shelves empty. Okay, interesting. In a holiday resort. I won't ask where the secret RA deals are, but Sean, I know, having met him in person and let me get my focus back on my camera. There we go, bring it out. Having met him in person, he goes everywhere in that van and is always obviously looking at that. So, it sounds like it's okay. Doesn't sound like it's too bad, too busy, so it's not a problem. Sean's also come back to doing both, not creating your own listings yet. Oh no, so you're not creating your listings. No, not creating your own listings, not looking to do that yet. I think there's still so much opportunity to take advantage of with just the generic RA or online arbitrage. That's what we're doing in the UK. And we're still doing exactly the same in the USA. Month to date, we're on about, I think we're on about £15,000 month to date in the USA. Let me just check the last report. Yeah, I think it's about £15,000 month to date in that. If I check the last one, actually the 26th, no, probably about 10,000. Tell a lie, 10,000. So not as high in the US, but we're just getting started. My purchasing manager's only gone full time this month, so it's taking time. And also, once you purchase stuff to get in. So, guys, if you've got questions, UK, USA, Q4, VAs, drop it in the comments down below. I will give you my thoughts, my opinions, anything I can help you with. Honestly, we were selling in the USA, we're selling in the UK. We've done over $1 million in the UK in the last 12 months. We're on £975,000 for year to date. So really happy with that. So yeah, going to get through. So if you've got any questions, let me know down in the comments. I'll try and help you out. So Fantastic 3, for wholesale FBA, do I need to have my company website? So Fantastic 3, I will be really open and honest. I don't do wholesale, but I have done wholesale in the past. I do know a lot of wholesalers, and I do speak with quite a lot of very big wholesalers. I think the biggest one I speak to is Amazon Lit. They do 50 million a year in the US. Now, long story short is, do you need to have your own company website? The short answer is no. You can create wholesaling accounts without your own company website, but I do recommend you have one, and everyone else does recommend you have one. Does it need to be like a Shopify store? Not at all. You can do, we are an Amazon reselling experts. We help. Here's how we add value. If you want to look at a good website that's going to help you out, look at just type into Google, search BuyBoxer. So I think it's buyboxer.com, and that's buy, B-U-Y, and then boxer, B-O-X-E-R.com. And why do I say that? Because they are probably, I think they do like 150 million in the US. They're not small. And their website is all about how they add value to the brands that they resell, doing the wholesale model. Now, there is no reason why you cannot replicate what they're doing. Go speak to companies and say, we sell on Amazon. Here's how we add value. What's your value proposition? Share that. That is super important. One thing which I will also say, if you are having your own, even if you don't have your own website, you need to make sure that you have an official looking email address. So what does that mean? Like for FastTrackFBA, we have like thomas@fasttrackfba.com. That's my email address. Now, interesting enough, if I'm going out there and trying to speak to wholesalers, if I have like thomas@fasttrackfba.com, you're like, fine, fantastic. But if I have like thomas@gmail.com, then I'm gonna look really unprofessional. So do not have a Gmail address, do not have a Gmail account. It's got to be. You can have a Gmail account, just make sure it's not a Gmail email address. That's the most important thing. So I'd really recommend you don't need a website. It's recommended. But number two, what you do need is a legitimate, professional-looking email address at a bare minimum, because without that, that's going to just really put you like, oh, it's just some guy sending an email from a Gmail account. Like, where's this person from? So just think about it from the eyes of the wholesaler, as in you want to try and show them that you're a serious seller, professional seller, and how do you communicate that? Well, you have a professional email account, and if you have a professional website, fantastic. But if you don't, then obviously that's going to struggle. So do let me know. Guys, if you have got questions, drop them down below. Anything I can help with, Q4, VAs, UK, USA, etc. I'm really happy. I do say I just use these sessions to jump on your questions and to help you out the most. But when we get a break, I will come back to the content, which is about Q4. So if we get a break in a minute, I will talk a bit about Q4. So let's just jump through now. So Fantastic 3 again, for product sourcing, how to secure brand approval. But I think, look, first things first, again, I'm going to be really open and honest. I've not got brand approval to do. Okay, so if I'm talking about brand approval to do exclusive brand deals, and there's quite a lot you can look on YouTube about that. There's a lot. Life Success Engineer does a lot of exclusive brand deals, and he talks about that a lot. I think it's about adding value. But if you're talking about brand approval, two things, whether it be exclusive brand deals, contact the brand, reach out, explain that you want to like improve listings, maybe you want to try and drive a product they're looking for, see how you can work with them. At the end of the day, it's got to be a win-win. Win-win, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for how you can work with your brands, what you can do, you can add value for them. If you are seeking for them to work with you, so it might be the case that they've got a new product they're launching, maybe their Amazon listing is quite bad, or maybe you're looking to help them take them to another marketplace. Let's say, for example, right now I live in Mexico, so it could be that they're selling big in the US, they're not in the Mexico, or maybe they are, but it's just really bad. So for you, it's like, I want to take your product, I want to sell it in the US. Can we have approval to do it? Can we work with you? We'd like to give you, create a good strategic plan that's going to really help them out, where the value proposition is what you think they can do, and see what you can do. Like, this is just a numbers game, whether it be selling product, working with brands. Not all brands can say yes. If you're getting like 1 in 5, 1 in 10, who are even engaging with you, fantastic. But what you can do is just get like 20 brands that you try and speak to, maybe 1 or 2 say yes, work with them, see how it goes, and then go back and share the success story that you're doing with the other brands with this brand. Keep them updated, keep them in the loop. Say, hey, we're here. If you do want a great client or a great company to work with you, selling on Amazon, then obviously let us know. So I hope that's answered that question. But I think if you're looking at even things like exclusive brand deals, I go down the same route. If you're looking solely for like brand authorization, you can ask them, but generally you're going to have to I would get in contact with them and say, hey, we want to sell your product. Can we purchase you directly, or can you name the distributor who we can sell from? And then that'll start the conversation. But there's no perfect answer. This is about finding it out, figuring it out. There's a lot to do. There's a lot of money to move from this. Very important. If you've got questions, so Carla, you've just written Q. I mean that, I'm guessing that means question. No need to like ask, can I ask the question? Just ask the question. If I can get time to answer through it, do put it through. So if you've got questions, drop them down below. Maybe UK, USA, VAs, Q4, anything you want to talk about, let me know down in the comments below. We could drink some coffee. Oh, I do love coffee. I'm very, very happy. So while I'm waiting for like questions to come through, I will just kind of talk to you a bit about Q4. So a couple of things, and I appreciate you watching this. Maybe you're watching this for Q4, maybe you're not. So a couple of things, if you are thinking about like Q4's coming up, do I really need to think about it? Well, yeah, technically it is. Not yet. It will be here in not next month, but the following month. And I think the question is for you is to think about what things should you be thinking about in Q4? Well, look, to be honest, right now I wouldn't really worry too much about Q4, but if there's two things I would, or three things I would be doing today about Q4, they would be, number one, I would be, if you are looking to get VAs, then if you are looking to hire a VA to get a VA, now is the time you want to start engaging in that process. Doing the recruitment, maybe looking at FastTrackFBA VA Academy, maybe looking at why, because it takes time for a VA to be trained, to be ready, and what you should be doing is getting them now trained up so that, because if you think about it, when you're full sourcing for your deals, it's generally October, November, you are sourcing and buying the deals. Why? So that they're getting shipped in mid-November through to December, that they are being sold in December. So you've really got to get into it now. It takes time. Do not get to like November and be like, okay, I want a VA. This is getting too busy. It's too late. You have to do it now. And you might be like, oh, I'm not sure if I can afford it. Like, pay their payroll. I promise you, if you can, I'm not saying like break even, but if you're like, I'm not hugely profitable, but I've got money in the bank, take the hit for like a month, 2 months, and then go, you'll really see the value in October, November. That's the thing. So like doing it now is important. So that's one, VAs. Number two, I would really, really recommend getting, what's the other one I was going to do? If you are struggling with prep, maybe you see like right now prep's okay, but you are thinking that if I grow my volumes, I'm going to really struggle. But you want to be ready for Q4. So I'd really engage with the prep center now. What do I mean? Just start the conversation with them. Maybe look to start next month, but find the right prep center for you. And then just start putting a very small volume of units through. Why? A lot of prep centers close their doors during Q4. They do struggle. And what you're interested in doing is just having that door open for you because you've already done it. You don't have to do much through them. Just put a couple of orders through, like once every fortnight. But when Q4 comes around, you can start ramping up the volume, and that's going to help you if you're prepping on your own. Now, the third and final thing that I'd really recommend you do now is before Q4 starts, is start looking at getting credit facilities. Now, credit facilities last at least 6 months to 1 year. If you just get the credit card now, if you just get the overdraft, if you get the Amazon loan, like availability now, Amazon loans you can't really inquire about, but like maybe it's your bank, I'm looking for an overdraft, maybe I'm looking for an increase in my credit card. Getting that now is going to be super important, even if you don't need it. Why? Because when you need it, you won't have time to get it because you'll be so busy. So top thing for us, I talked about at the very beginning of this call, we had a £121,000 loan. We paid it back down to 100, but we've now taken out another 132. So we've got a net £30,000 difference. And the reason is very, very simply because I don't need that money at all. But I do think that I would like it available for Christmas. I'm also going back to my credit card company every single month and I'm calling them, hi, can I have an increase? Most of the time they give me an extra £1,000. It's not much. But the idea is if I do that 3 or 4 times, by Q4, I'm going to have an extra £4,000. That's going to be a big difference ready for the Q4 period. So I'm going to have that. Also as well, overdraft facilities, speaking to my business banking about overdraft. We have a Capital on Tap credit card. We have an Amex. Amex we can't increase. It's a cash to charge card. But I think for you is just getting credit available and obviously credit is a dangerous game. If you don't feel comfortable, don't get it. But if you do feel comfortable, having it available to spend, because when you need it, it's too late. So that's my top 3 things you should be doing right now for Q4. I've got a nice moth flying around me. Q4, but do think about, that's the things you should be thinking about this month or next month ready for the Q4, and then the rest of it will be closer to the time. So just coming in, drop your questions down below, by the way. If you've got any questions, I will jump on them. So, hey, Thomas, good to see you. Some coffee, fantastic essentials. I do drink my coffee, and my God, I need it so much. Absolutely need it. There's all, I think, Amazon business, lack of sleep, super hard work, and lots of coffee. That is a requirement. Let me know if you like coffee down below. And hey, let me know what you drink. I'm really bad. I drink like Nescafe just because it's simple. Like I can get it anywhere in the world when I travel. Right now, Mexico City, you can get some beautiful coffee, but I'll go out and have good coffee. But at home, I will just have Nescafe. I know, I'm so bad. So let's come through. Miss Felice, can you give me more idea? Till now, I have no client as a VA, and I'm just going to jump on. I've had experience in email support mix with voice, but now no client. If you are looking for VA roles, maybe you've got some VAs watching this, do go to FastTrackFBA.com. You can go to the top resource, work for us, and you can apply for one of our VA jobs. We give you full training, so obviously you can go through that. If you are unsuccessful in that, obviously we're quite strict, we're quite limited in what we can offer, and how we do our assessment. Onlinejobs.ph, it's hard. There's, the one thing I will say is there are a lot of people looking for a VA, but it's about you skilling yourself up. You spend all the time training, learning, development. I still remember to this day talking to my next girlfriend. I asked her, do you have a job? And she was like, no. And I said, what are you doing about it? And she says, I've applied for a couple of jobs. And I was like, well, if you had a job, you'd normally be working 40 hours a week. So say, unless you're working 40 hours a week, learning and applying for jobs and upskilling yourself, you're probably not doing enough work. I know I'm such a taskmaster. It's like if you're a VA looking, I would say at least 40 hours a week while you're looking, applying, interviewing, and skilling yourself up. And that's a minimum that you should be doing, and also to get the job. So just get in that habit of doing 8 hours a day, applying, interviewing, and upskilling. So very, very important. So let's just kind of jump back here. So Facebook user, I'm guessing Sean, I want to take a loan but scared of suspension, can help scale your business bigger. Look, long story short is we did some research when we did the loan facility. If Amazon suspend your account, then the only thing that really happens is they take control of your stock and they'll sell that stock to raise capital to clear down the debt, which is interesting of all you're going to do if they don't do it. They don't come after you personally, and assuming that's under limited company, by the way, or LLC, and you've got limited liability. If you're a personal, it does. If you're like a UK sole trader, it does work differently. But if you're a limited company, not a problem there. I think also the other one which we kind of see is, I can't talk about it on a year, but if you look back 5 years ago, the number of people getting suspended for like completely random things, or just like Amazon Seller Central didn't work with them, the number of people getting suspended was quite a lot. It's changed now. The Amazon game has changed. And I follow a group in the US. I think they got like 50,000 Amazon sellers. They do about unsuspension, and even by the group owner, the guy who owns it, he says Amazon is a lot safer space right now for legitimate sellers. You can protect your account, you can get unsuspended a lot easier, and it's a lot easier to do. So I generally, from my perspective, is that I think Amazon as a business model is becoming safer and safer. Amazon's not the big kind of like behemoth, who moves their wand and everyone loses their account. They're getting a lot more scrutiny for their practices and how they affect the businesses who operate on their marketplaces. And we're seeing that. So I think generally speaking from my side is that you are seeing a lot safer environment to operate in as an Amazon seller. And I think on the other side is that when Amazon do their loan calculations, I do think to a certain extent they'll take into consideration health of your account. I.e., if you've got really good selling and you do lots of revenue, but you're probably about to get suspended, I don't think Amazon would take that in. I don't think Amazon would offer you a loan, because it's just going to be hassle for them to have to deal with the loan process at suspension. So for you is just, I take it as a sign that Amazon's like, look, there might be one or two things, but generally speaking, their loan algorithm isn't worried about you, i.e. hence why they're offered a loan. So At the end of the day, it might be that you take it, spend it a bit, and if the loan costs you a couple of £1,000 or $1,000 over the course of a year, and you don't use it, but you're like, actually now I feel comfortable. Well, actually, my God, what you're doing is you're paying $2,000, $3,000 or pounds over the next year for a service which you're not using. But yes, that's annoying, but hopefully you're making more money than that. But the thing that you are learning is about, I now feel comfortable, and we understand that this is a capital intensive business. You can use that loan facility to grow. So even if you don't use it, not a problem. You've always got the money to pay back. But I do think the idea is just giving you that safety, that mental safety or mental clarity to say it's okay. So I don't see a problem with it. I think, if you feel comfortable managing debt, fantastic, you can do really well, and hopefully your business is successful. Sean, I know it is, if that is you. So let's come over to the next question. Sean, let me know if that was helpful down in the comments. Are you going to take a loan now? So Facebook user said, when you consider Q4 starting, we looked at the calendar sales from last year, and basically BFCM to the 21st or 22nd. So agreed. Well, technically, Q4 by all definition starts as of the beginning of October. That is the real definition of Q4, quarter four, the fourth quarter of the year. But interesting enough, if you want to know, I'm just trying to get my face in the camera. If you want to know that, what are we looking at? Is when do I consider the sales starting for Q4? You're completely right. Mid-November, right up until the end of December. And when do I consider it from my perspective, as in like an Amazon seller? I would really recommend you want to start ramping shipments up beginning of November, like early November, like first week in November. Why? Because it takes time for stuff to go live and you'd rather have it in early. But then also as well, probably around about the 12th, 15th of December, that's generally when we stop shipping in for all Christmas items. I will add to like advent calendars, Christmas present gift items, but we will still continue shipping in even on like Christmas Eve. We'll still be raising shipments to get them shipped in, because obviously Amazon never stops. Q1 sales are still happening. So something really simple there, but you are very right. 21st to 22nd, completely agree. That's when I'd probably say like 15th to 22nd. That's when I'd be looking at shipping in from the 1st of November in volume, increased volume, all the way through to the middle of December, and then only continuing to ship in things which will sell in Q1. So hope that answers that question. And I think, really good analogy. Everyone talks like Q4 is technically October, but sales wise, nothing really happens in October. Don't worry about it. It's always November, December, mid-November, December. But yeah, guys, if you've got questions, drop it down below. I will try and answer them. Q4, USA, VAs, UK, anything like that, let me know in the comments down below. Just need a coffee break, 1 second. And hey, if you love coffee, let me know in the comments down below. Drop it down below. Let me know what coffee you drink. That'd be great. So Leo mentioned that. Shall I stay under 85K or just go for it? I believe I can do 12K turnover a month. Top of my head, 12K turnover a month, 144K per year. But if you think you can do 12K per month, I'd say why not go for it? The one thing I'd say is a couple of things. I'm not an accountant, so do speak to your accountant. Number two is between like 85K and probably let's call it 120K. It doesn't really work out any better. You have a lot of administrative costs increase. You do also have like a lot of more work you have to do. And I do think there's generally like an 8% reduction in your profitability. Top of my head, don't quote me on that one. But I think that is something super important. So for you, if you're looking at the VAT threshold, I think two things. What I kind of know through the grapevine, and again, speak to your accountant, in the UK, if you are a sole trader, you can transfer it to a limited company and it resets the VAT threshold. Speak to your accountant again, so you get another 85K. Number two is if you are going to go to like the 12K a month turnover, I'd probably get to a point whereby you've just earned as much profit and then you're ready to go. I would definitely get a VA if you're going to go over the VAT threshold. Why? Just because the administrative work increases. Below the VAT threshold, you can just kind of like print out your screenshots and that's fine. Whereas over the VAT threshold, you need to start messaging all the suppliers, hi, can I have a VAT invoice, please? You need to do VAT returns, you need to code all your VAT up correctly. And so that is like 20% cost of goods, 5% cost of goods, 0% cost of goods, EC reverse charge. There is a lot of different VAT set or things for the different purchases you make. You need to file VAT returns quarterly. You need to check through those VAT returns. You know, to put it in perspective, like it's just admin. It's an absolute nightmare. It does create your administrative load. So I think just giving yourself the idea, understanding that it's going to increase your workload is going to be very important. So I don't know the answer. I think the question is it's okay to stay under the 85 in the short term, you know, maybe a month or two, just while you're like waiting. Dan Gilmore did really well doing that. But the one thing I will say is, if you want to do this business to stay under 85, like it's just a side hustle. It's not a proper business. You should be like getting over the VAT threshold. Yeah, it's a pain, hitting that like 150 a year at least, and then going, just keep going and going and going and going. It's, you know, this isn't about just earning enough money to survive. This is about growing a proper business. So really thinking about that, that's what I'd recommend, or I would say recommend. That's what I think personally. I'm not saying recommend, sorry, take that back. But speak to your accountant, advise to them, and go for it. My God, you started this business to earn good money, like really good money. So go out there, make really good money. That's really good. Great question, Leo. Guys, if you've got questions, let me know in the comments down below. Coffee stop. So yes, send me your address in Mexico City and I'll order you cafetiere. Fantastic. Thank you. I will do that. Drop me a private message on Facebook, and obviously I'll get that sent. So, but my God, the only issue is like having great coffee, or even like ordering stuff. Is like when you travel the world, you've got to, you know, I only get like a 20 kilogram luggage allowance, and I think I have like 15 kilograms of camera equipment, so it's not particularly easy. So just got to be very careful of what I'm carrying around. So thank you very much for the offer, whoever that is on Facebook. I will look on Facebook and check out. So questions, guys, drop it down below if there's anything you're doing. So Facebook user, how come some say Amazon can go for your personal UK assets in the UK? What if you don't have enough money in company stock? Do you know someone's been suspended in a position? We don't. It's a really interesting thing. Like, I created a YouTube video about Amazon loans. When we got the £121,000 loan, we tried to create a video, or we created a video around it. We even messaged Amazon multiple times to say, if we take this loan and we're suspended, you know, or if we take the loan, does it stop us from being suspended? They said no. Does it reduce the risk? They said no. What happens if they do it? They said you need to speak to your solicitor to read the terms and conditions. And we kind of went through it, and I'm not a solicitor, so I can't say I'm expert. But our understanding of it is that their procedure and the way they do it is that when you're suspended, they'll take the money from your funds. Once the funds are run out, they'll take control of your stock. And then they'll start selling your stock. They do reserve the right to do that. Sell your stock to release more funds to cover the cost of the loan. Now, the interesting thing I'll say is, when we had the £121,000 loan, we had a sales per month of about 130,000 a month, but we did have about £130,000 of stock in Amazon's warehouses. And then we got the second loan, which was 132,000. Now our sales had doubled by that point. We've gone to like 200,000. But interesting enough, the stock holding value we had reduced down. We're at like 70,000, the restock limits, for example. And obviously I didn't get like a doubling of my loan amount. I got just a small increase. So what did I kind of take away from that? Is the fact that loans have two parts to them. One is revenue, but the other part is physical cash holding, because if the worst happens, etc., i.e. what's your cash holding over the period of time. So they'll take that. Now, the one thing which, coming back to the question here, is about taking personal assets. We went through the terms and conditions massively. And under UK law, a limited liability company is exactly what it says on the tin. It's limited liability. So if you have an LTD or even US LLC, my understanding and the interpretation behind it is that only things within that company can be deemed to be eligible for the company to go after. So like Amazon, if you haven't paid back the loan, they'll come back after your company and they'll take assets from the company to cover the debt, but they can't come after you personally. Now there is an exception if you take the Amazon loan and then you get my camera back in focus. If you do take the Amazon loan and then you you take it out personally to yourself, then obviously you breach the veil of limited liability, so they can come after you personally. But long story short, and again, speak to your tax advisor and lawyer. I'm not a legal expert, so you need to read the terms and conditions yourself. Terms and conditions yourself is the fact that they'll only come after the company assets. And the way they do it is really just coming after, like, that's a really long way down the road. First of all, they take out money out of your Amazon balance, then they take control of your stock and start selling your stock through, and then eventually they'll come after your limited liability assets. They'll never come after you personally unless you breach the limited veil, i.e. taking the money out of your business unauthorized, or the Amazon loan, or the other one is for some reason there's a reason why they can do that, but it has to take you to court for it. So generally speaking, my understanding of reading terms and conditions, and again, you've got to read them yourself and fully understand them before you take an Amazon loan out. They won't come after you personally. But that's my interpretation of it. I'm not saying it's true or factually correct. That's my position. But I think, long story short is, even if you get suspended right now, Amazon's becoming safer, so you can get unsuspended. There is services out there that's going to help you. Yes, they cost $500, but at the end of the day, it's nothing. It's just it's the opportunity available. For us, we if you look at my last couple of Q4 reports, we're probably averaging like £7,000 a month. So £500, fine, not a problem. Like, it's fine. So Leo's come back to Leo Ace. Wow, seems like hard work. Thank you. Yeah, it is. Like, being VAT registered does have a lot more. I have now 2 admin assistants, both full-time, helping the business out, and the biggest problem they face is just getting all the VAT invoices. So it is a pain. I would never deny that. If you are VAT registered, that is a pain, but don't worry. Look, take it as a badge of honor. It's just the nature of doing business. It's well done. You've now breached the threshold. You've now been given more work. This is what every big business has to deal with. It's just life. And I think for you, what you might start doing is you might start saying, well, I'm not going to order those like 3s and 4s, like the small orders, because each one means I have to go get an invoice. I might now start looking at bigger orders because it just makes my life a bit easier. So something to think about, definitely, but just part and parcel of doing the business. And hey, at the end of the day, you don't want to sit under 85K for the whole of your life on Amazon. You'd be wasting so much opportunity. It's just go over if you think you're right, and then obviously take advantage of it, because there is a lot of opportunity. Guys, what I will say is, or guys and girls, what I will say is, if you've got any questions, drop it down below. I talked a bit about Q4. I'll talk a little bit more in a bit as well if we've got no more questions. But I'm here to help you. If there's anything I can really help you with, even if you just enjoyed this live, let me know down the call. Like, thank you for the live, it's been useful. Maybe there's something you've learned, let me know down below. I will do that to get my focus back in. Any questions, UK, USA, VAs, Q4, let me know in the comments down below. Any questions? I've got about 10 minutes left, and then I will have to finish the call. But I do think for you guys and girls, I'm here to help. So, like, ask me questions, anything you want to know about, just drop it in the comments down below. I will jump on them. So let me have some coffee first. Just getting a bit cold. That's all right. I don't mind cold coffee. I can deal with it. Maybe I just need a bigger cup which can keep it warm. Maybe like one of those USB heating pads. That'd be quite cool. USB heating pad. That's right. You can see on my kitchen back there. Kitchen, lounge, Mexico City, lovely, lovely place. If you want to know, I'll just show you. I do love being out there. There you go. Look. Beautiful views. And that's light, and then more beautiful views. That's what I look at. Yeah, really nice. So I love Mexico City. Absolutely beautiful. So very lucky there. That is what I'm staring at right now. Obviously, whilst talking to you guys, the view in the background, I can see out for miles and miles and miles. I love this view, so really good. Right, drop your questions below. Let's get back on it. You've got about 10 minutes left. So Leo Ace is coming. Can I ask this question? I just got deactivated. I just got deactivated. The seller wanted me off. I'm guessing their listing. I still want to sell the product. Do you think it will be okay to create my own listing? The first question I'll be asking is, technically it's against terms of service to duplicate listings. So the question I'd ask is, like, why were you deactivated off that listing? Was it because you weren't selling? A lot of people do like a bundle of, I don't know, like 2 glasses of water, and with the glasses of water, you get a little card which is about how to drink water. And while I can sell the 2 glasses of water, I can't sell the card because I don't have that. So I can then create another listing, which is just the 2 glasses of water. That's absolutely fine because it doesn't contain the card. So it's okay to create another listing which is different, but I'd ask the question, why were you being deactivated off that last listing? Maybe it's because there was something in the listing, and it's quite common that they put something in that you couldn't replicate. So it's okay to create another listing, absolutely fine. And that's probably the right way to do it. Top tip, if you want to kind of see, if you see any listing where it's just one seller through cross, or then maybe it jumps up to 2 and then straight back down to 1, probably going to be private label. Be very, very careful. So something to think about there. I think that's the answer. Without seeing the listing, I can't really help you. Maybe get someone to ask them the question, drop them a message. They can really help you out there. But it's okay so long as the listing is different. If it's not, then I'd ask the question, why can't you sell on that listing? Because you should have the same product. And if you got the reason for deactivation. So let's have a quick look. You just come in, Leo just said, oh, they branded the listing. So let's say, for example, it's like Lego. Well, that I can sell that brand because I'm buying brand Lego. But if I'm just buying a blue cup, selling a blue cup, and the one I sold it under was like Tom's brand, that might not be Tom's brand blue cup. Now I need to create generic brand blue cup listing. That's fine. It's a different listing. Why? Different brand. So that's the important thing. I'm guessing with Tom's cup, Tom's blue cup, you can't prove that that cup is Tom's brand. So that's what I'm guessing you're talking about. So short answer is it's okay to create a new listing. Just make sure you get that is right. Let's come through. Perfect. Thank you. Glad I could help, Leo. Any questions, guys? Drop it down below. Facebook user, what is your opinion on merchant sellers selling cheaper if customers buy 2 or more, so FBA sellers may get ignored? Fine. Absolutely fine. Like, absolutely fine. I think, hey, look, you know what? There's things whereby, like, people do there's lots of little hacks I've seen over the years that people have tried doing. But God, if it increases your percentage sell through rate, why not? Like at the end of the day, it's all legitimate within Amazon's ecosystem. And if Amazon favors your buy box to you because you're offering a cheaper price, but you can have a limit of minimum buy quantity of 2. And if Amazon allows it, fine. It's Amazon's problem if it ruins the customer experience. But at the end of the day, we're all competing for the buy box. So as long as you're, within the terms and conditions of Amazon, I don't think there's a problem. And I don't believe. And I think for you it's about, if you have a competitive advantage, my God, do it. Recently, like a couple of months ago, there's a lot of problems raised around me and the practice I have of selling multiple SKUs on the same ASIN under the same fulfillment, and everyone's saying like it's against terms of service, you're not allowed to do it, etc., etc. And I just asked Amazon. I asked them multiple times, and they came back and said, "Yeah, it's fine." Why? Because we've been doing it for a long time. A lot of people were saying it was wrong, but it wasn't. Like there wasn't that problem. So I think for you is the question I kind of ask is about is you can do this. Like there is, if it's allowed, if put it this way, it's kind of like the law. As long as you're not breaking any rules, everything's legitimate. That's it. Even if it's like maybe against the moral of the law, you can still technically do it. Doesn't really matter. So that's take advantage. You're in business. It's about finding competitive advantages and taking advantage of them. So do it. I never deny that. It's like people saying, "Oh, you're not allowed virtual assistants in an Amazon business." Like, who says you can't? You can't prove that. So do it. Take any advantage you can. So final couple of questions, guys. Drop it down below if you've got questions. Drop questions. I've got about another 5 minutes. That's it. So Christina's dropped in. Hi from the Philippines. Sorry in advance, this may be out of topic, but I just want to ask, where can I submit resumes for Amazon research job? Watch your video. Where are you into? Christina, great question. Thank you for joining. Thank you for asking. Pardon me. You can do really simply. I'll put it on here. You can do FastTrackFBA. Let's get it right. FastTrackFBA.com. Just go to the website, or FastTrackFBA.com. Go to like resources up the top right, and then you'll see work for us. Click on that, and it'll take you to the right place. Work for us, or you can go to that web address, and that will just take you through to the right place, which talks about the jobs that we have available, what you can do. Oh my God, I'm really tired. And the idea is you can say, it'll just tell you what jobs we have available, and obviously you can apply to be a VA. So we give full training, no problem there. Christina, check that out. I think that is really going to help you. But let me know in the comments if that's been helpful, and just drop a yes. That'd be really great. Cool. So final, like, got 5 minutes left. I'll just kind of recap on the Q4 side. If anyone's watching for Q4, what do I recommend? And if you've got any questions, do drop it in below. But Q4, don't worry. Do not worry. Everyone's going to be talking about Q4. Don't really need to do anything. But the things that you do need to do, and I will say this now, number one, if you're looking at getting a VA, start now. It takes 3 months to get ready. You need to have stock landing in middle of November at the latest. 3 months minus the middle of November is like now. So if you need a VA, get started now. Get hiring. Let's get doing it. FastTrackFBA.com/VA. We offer a service, we do it, so you can obviously do that as well. I'm not shouting and screaming about it from all our social media channels, but there's an opportunity there to do it, or if you can do it privately yourself, get hiring today, like honestly. So VA, really good. Number two, I'd really look at if you're going to need, if you're not using a prep center, and maybe you're sitting on the fence, and maybe you're thinking like perhaps maybe I might need one, start the conversation today. Go find a prep center and create an account with them, and just run a couple of orders through there. You know, maybe like send like a couple of orders to them, see how it goes. Yeah, you're not going to make so much money on it, but it's not a problem. What you're doing is you're building the capacity, the capability, so that when Q4 really ramps up, and you're like, oh my God, I can't prep. You have that prep center available. That's going to be super important to you. So number two, if you need a prep center, get it ready. And my third and final thing I'll say about Q4 that you need to do now, and like the rest of it can kind of wait, is credit. And credit, debt facilities, loans, overdrafts. It doesn't matter. Apply for credit cards, etc. It doesn't matter if you don't even use it. Why? Because when you need it, you just don't have, you can't get it quick enough. Like, oh my God, like there's some amazing deals I want to buy, but I don't have enough money to spend. Okay, I need to apply for a credit card, but it takes 2 weeks. Well, that's too late. Doesn't work. So I'm about to sneeze. Get it today. So the idea is, oh my God, that sneeze again. Pardon me. So get your credit facilities today. Super, super important. But do make sure that you get that ready so that when you need to draw it down, you have the ability, you already have the facility available. You are not trying to apply for it. I'm gonna sneeze again, my God. So that's the three things I think you should be looking at about Q4 right now. The rest of it, what do you really need to know about? Well, generally speaking, you want to be looking at a couple of top tips I'll just share with you. Final things are, number one, Q4 doesn't really kick off sales-wise until about mid-November through to 20th, 22nd of December. Shipping-wise, you want to get shipping in from the very 1st of November right through to about the 12th, 15th of December. That's super important. And the final thing, which I really recommend for you, top tip, if you do have a lazy day, maybe you're not looking to do any purchasing, you're a bit bored, what do I recommend? Go find some of the bigger groups, go into the groups on Facebook, scroll all the way back until you hit Q4 last year, see what other people said, and start making notes on what happened last year. Things repeat themselves, things happen. What you're looking for is just to find out the information that people will share that's going to help you out. So, and what did people say last year, and what can we create? What can you learn from them? That's going to be super, super important. So they are my top 3 tips plus some extras about Q4. I'm going to have to finish it there. Everyone who's watching, thank you so much for spending your lunchtime, morning, evening with me, asking the questions. That's been really grateful. And hey, join me same time next week. I'm here to help you in your Amazon businesses. Hopefully you've learned something about Q4, VAs, that, etc., etc. I am here to help. So hey, from me to all of you, thank you so much. Take care. Keep smashing your Amazon business. Bye-bye.